Hi, third grade. I am here to teach you guys about the formative writing piece that you need to do for your social studies assignment. And I brought my little buddy. His name's Figment, and I have a cookie here to trick him into looking at you. There it is. Get it, baby. Get it. Yummy. And this is my baby, one of my fur babies. Well, my only fur baby. My other son is not here right now. So he just left to go eat his cookie. So now I can teach you. Okay, so here's where you need to go. You need to start off at social studies and go into unit 1. Excuse me. So in class, we've already looked at the friendly letter Powtoon, and I talked about this formative writing piece Exemplar. We're going to look at that again just in case. So an exemplar is basically an example. This example is important for you to take a look at before you begin typing your assignment. I know a lot of you really just rushed right into trying to type something, but you kind of forgot the whole point of you got to think about what you want to write about. It's okay. We all get excited to jump into activities. So let's kind of pump the brakes and slow it down and think. So let's take a look at the directions. The directions that are here on this picture are the same for your real assignment. So thus far in this unit, students have studied privileges, rights, and responsibilities. As a formative assessment, that's just a fancy word for really important assignment. Students will write a letter to the principal, Mr. Tim, explaining various privileges and how the students could earn and or lose them within the school. Teachers should explain both the writing assignment and the rubric to ensure understanding of the concept of privilege. Teachers should model the writing assignment using the model provided or creating their own writing model. Now I'm kind of being a little bit sarcastic while I'm reading the directions, but the only reason I am is because we've already talked about it, number 1. And number 2, it is there are some directions that you guys really do already know. So let's look at this example. Notice, the first thing I want you to notice is the format of the friendly letter. The reason why you need to know that is a part of the rubric. In order to get the full points on the rubric, you need to have the 5 parts of the friendly letter. You need to have the date, the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature. The signature is your name, not my name, not Mr. Tim's name, your name. So, for this example, here's what it says. September 23rd, 2013. Dear Principal Smith, the third grade teachers at our school would like to have the privilege of using the copy machine in the office because it is closer to our classrooms. We could earn this privilege by being on time to all of our meetings. We would lose that privilege if we are late to the meetings. Another privilege we would like to earn is being able to park in a special parking spot that is close to the door. We could earn this privilege by arriving 5 minutes early to school every day, but we would lose it if we arrive late. Yours sincerely, third grade teachers. So, this is written from the perspective of the teachers writing to their boss, Principal Smith. So now here's where you guys need to change the way you're thinking. And what I want you to do is you go back into the Unit 1 folder, and let's take a look at the actual assignment. A few things to notice. Written in blue are your directions. Next is the rubric, which I will discuss in just a moment. Then comes the audio recording that you click the word view and you can hear me read the directions again. That's it. And then the actual assignment. Now, when you click the assignment, you will be forced to make a copy automatically. So you won't need to go to File, make a copy, any of that. It's an automatic copy mode. So let's return back to this rubric because in order to get a good grade, you kind of need to know what I'm looking for. Like I said earlier, and you need to have the 5 parts of the friendly letter. It says to earn 4 points, you need to have all of the parts of that letter. Sorry, he's getting a little ornery again. You can have... Sorry, that's my alarm clock. Yeah. Okay, so you need to have 3 or 4 parts of the friendly letter to get 3 points. And you need to have 2 parts of the friendly letter to get 2 points. Or maybe you just wrote it in one big like paragraph looking thing. Sorry, you're only going to get 1 point for that. Privileges. You're going to actually have to think about some actual privileges that you all have at school. You might need to get creative. You might need to brainstorm with a partner. You might need to talk to some 4th graders or kids that you ride the bus with. But we've discussed a lot of privileges that you have at school beyond just the obvious of recess. Recess is important. It's probably a great place to start, but it's not going to be enough for you to get a strong grade on this assignment. Because in order to get 4 points, you need 4 or 5 different privileges that you're going to discuss. 3 points is 3 privileges. And if you give me 2 privileges, you can either get a 2 or a 1, just depending on how good they are. And this last section is the how. You need to tell me how each privilege that you tell me about is earned or lost. You cannot just say recess is a privilege. Well, how is it a privilege? How is it a privilege that you can either earn or lose? If you don't explain that, you've missed an area of this assignment. Okay? So that's the whole rubric. The total points that you could earn, the most points you could earn is 12 points. So let's take a look at the actual writing piece. So when you click on that link, it forces you to make a copy, and you do that right away. And you can see right up here, it says copy of privileges, formative SS writing, so social studies writing. Just go ahead and get rid of that copy of, and just put your name. And right at the very top are the directions for the assignment. Now, you can either keep the directions there, or you can delete the directions because they are exactly the same as the directions on the assignment in Schoology. So I'm going to leave them there for right now because I want to show you that you have all of these lines on this assignment and the directions, but all of it at some point needs to be gone. So the way you're going to do this is if you click on this first line, the cursor line, if you double click very softly on the line, it turns blue, light blue. And that's where you can just type now. You don't need to hit backspace, just type. So put the date there. So September, I didn't spell that right, 21st, 2016. Now you're at the greeting, so go ahead, highlight it blue again. Dear Mr. Tim. I'm skipping over the body because that's going to take a little bit more time for me to talk and think. So I'm going to move to the closing. Remember, it should be appropriate, the closing. You're not going to say love Carrie, love Tina, love Bob. You don't love Mr. Tim. You respect him. You think he's a nice guy, but you don't love him. So it's inappropriate to say love. But it is very appropriate to say sincerely. Or maybe from or yours truly. Highlight the bottom line again in blue and then put your signature or your name. Now, I'm going to start at the bottom of these lines actually, and I'm going to click and drag that highlighting blue all the way up to the top of these lines. And now that it's highlighted blue, I'm going to hit backspace. And they're all on. And that's okay. If it stresses you out, if things start to go wrong, remember you have this button up here called undo and another button called redo. Those are really important. If I hit undo, they return. If I hit redo, they go away again. These buttons are really important for you. Now, don't move around the date, the greeting, the closing, and the signature. Your cursor is exactly where it needs to be to begin the actual typing of the body of your assignment. So make sure that you just begin typing there. Remember, even with a friendly letter, start with a hook. Hey, dialogue, question. Mr. Tim, what would it be like if we never had recess or something like that? So when you're through, you are not, no, you are not sharing this with me. You will be uploading it, submitting it into Schoology. You'll hit the submit assignment. We'll go to resources, apps, Google Drive, click on this assignment, and then you're going to import it, and then it should be uploaded right into Schoology. And that's how I'm going to grade it. Later, we can decide if we want to share it with your families or print it and you can send it home. So those are some options we can definitely add. This has been everything. Figment, you want to say goodbye to the audience? Here he is. Say goodbye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You love him? Oh, yeah. Bye, guys.